Okay, let's take a look at how to find the area of an L-shaped object. So there's a couple of examples to begin with that we'll do with the steps included, and then we'll go on to do the questions that you have been given by Miss O'Brien. Specifically these ones here. They're the questions that she has given you and asked you to find the area of them. Okay, let's start off easy enough. Let's take a look at this L-shaped here, up here, the first one. What do we have to do? Let's take a look at the steps. The first thing we do is we break the shape into two rectangles. Now, if you look at our shape, you could either do, let's zoom in on it for a second. To break that into two rectangles, I could either go along here, and I have a rectangle now. I've got a big rectangle there, and here's my second rectangle here. So I could do that, or if I didn't want to do that, I could do it a slightly different way. I could break it up along here, and then I'll have a rectangle here and a rectangle here. Either way is fine. You'll still end up with the same answer. Okay, so why don't we just leave it the way we've done it there? So we'll draw our little line along here. Whoopsie daisy, go back there, didn't mean to do that. We'll draw our little line along here, but I would always use highlighters. So here is my first rectangle down here. I'm going to highlight that in a particular color. I'm going to highlight it in green. It's easier to see then, and it's easier to do the question. So there's the green rectangle, and then I'm going to use a different color, maybe yellow, for the other rectangle. So I'll highlight that one in yellow, and it's just, I can visually see the two rectangles now a little bit better when I do that. Okay? Right, that's step one done, where I break the shape into two rectangles. Now, what's step two? I use height by width to find the area of each shape. So let's look at our yellow one first. Let's look at this yellow shape first. Let's get a little arrow out here. Let's do the yellow over here. What's the height of that yellow shape? H. What's the height of it? Well, is it 10? No. 10 is all of this, yellow and green. So it's not 10. The height of it is over here. Here it is here. It's 6. See by these arrows, it's telling you that this is 6. Therefore, the height of the yellow box is 6. Now let's look at the width. What's the width of the yellow box? Is it 10? No. It's this, isn't it? Now what is this? Well, just take a look up here. It's here as well. It's 4. So the height is 6. The width is 4. To find the area, we have to do height by width. So we have to do 6 by 4, and that gives me 24 centimeters squared. So there's the area of the yellow box. Now I need to do the same for the green box. I need to do height by width. But let's find the height and width of it first. So the height is this side here of this green box. That's the height. Actually, I'm going to get a different color to do this one. Let's see what I do. I'll do it in blue. Yeah. So the height is over here. What's that? It's not 10. 10 is all of that. It's here as well, isn't it? It's 4. So the height is 4. Now what's the width? The width, is it 6? No. 6 is only this bit from here to here. There. We want the entire width of that green box. What is it? It's 10. So the width is 10. So what's the area? Well, the area again is height multiplied by width. So 4 multiplied by 10. 4 multiplied by 10 is 40 centimeters squared. So that's the area of the green rectangle. Now, how do I finish it off? I do step 3. I add my numbers or my answers together. So I have to add 24 centimeters squared to 40 centimeters squared to get the total area of the two rectangles. So 24 plus 40 is 64 centimeters squared. And that's the area of that L shape. Okay, let's try another one of those here. Okay. Same again. We have an L shape here, and we have to, let's look at the steps. We have to break into two rectangles. And again, I can do it with a ruler, sorry, with highlighters. I can draw my line along here, or this is going to give me the same answer. I could draw my line along here. Now, where will I draw my line? I don't mind. Let's just draw it there. Okay? And remember, let's do a color highlighter for this rectangle and a different color for this rectangle. Let's do blue this time. Blue on top. So this is, where's that blue? Turquoise. It's turquoise color. Used to be my favorite color. Not anymore. So there's turquoise, and then we'll do green for this one. There's our green rectangle down here. Okay, now let's look at finding the height of each rectangle and the width of each rectangle. Okay, so the blue rectangle, let's start with that one. Let's do this one first. What's the height of it? Well, the height is, it's not 8. Don't get fooled by that. 8 is all of that. It's over here, isn't it? It's 4. And what's the width of it? Well, it's not 7. 7 only goes from here to here. We want the entire width. Follow the color. All of that. So we're looking at 12. So the width is 12. So what's the area of that blue rectangle? It's going to be height by width, which is 48 centimeters squared. Now let's do the green one. The height is, it's not 8. 8 is all of that. We just want the height of the green bit, which is 4. And the width is 5. So the area is height multiplied by width, which is 20 centimeters squared. And remember what you do for the final step? We add our answers together. So we get this and we get this, and we add them together, and our answer is 68 centimeters squared. And there's the answer for that question. Now I'm going to move on to slightly harder ones, where you're missing. They're slightly harder because you're missing some of the sides. Okay, so let's jump straight to the one that Miss O'Brien gave. So the first one that Miss O'Brien gave was down here. This is one of the ones she gave. Now what we have to do what we've just been doing, but before we do, we have to do an extra step. And it's really straightforward. We get a highlighter or a marker or a different color pen. I'm going to pick purple. And I'm going to say here, okay, purple pen, right. And I'm going to highlight in purple all of the sides that go in this direction, up and down. Not side by side to side, up and down. So here's one. I'm going to highlight that in purple. Where else is there one? No. Yeah, here. Is there any more? Yeah, there's one more over here. Okay, there's all the sides that go up and down. Now, using a different color, why not green, I'm going to do all the sides that go side to side. So, here's one. It's highlighted in green. Where else? Here, highlighted in green. And then down here, highlight that in green. Now, it's really important that we do that because it makes answering these questions a lot easier. Okay, what do I do next? Now that I've done that, I'm going to try and find the missing sides. Well, let's see where they are. I have this side. I have this side. I have this side. I don't have this side. This is blank. I need to find it. I also don't have this side. This is blank. So I need to find that. I have this side, and then I'm back to where I started. So I've got all those. So I don't have these two sides here, and I need to find them. Well, let's focus on this one here. What color line is it? It's green, isn't it? So I'm just going to highlight that green. I need to look at the green lines, the ones I've highlighted green, and the numbers that go with them. So there's one, and there's another. Okay? Now let's just take a look at this here. All of this here is 65. All of it. That must mean that from here all the way across to here is also 65. Yeah? If all of this is 65, well then all of this is 65. Now I already know what it is from here to here. Can you see how I know that? Yeah, it's the other green line up here. It's 23. So it's 23 from here to here. So what is it? From here to here. If all of it is 65, what do? I get my 65 and I take away the bit that I already know, the 23. What does that leave me with? It leaves me with 42. That means this side here is 42. Okay? Now let's focus on the purple line, the purple lines. Here, what do I already have? I've already got 50 and I've already got 28. I'm missing this, haven't I? Because this is the same as this. Now I know that it's all 50 and that this bit is 28, so what would this bit be if all of it makes up 50? Well, I do the same as what I've just been doing. I get my big side, the 50, and I take away the bit that I know, 28, and it leaves me with the side that I'm missing, 22. So this is 22. Now that I've worked out all the sides, now I can go back to what I was doing earlier in those easier questions. Okay, I'll just rub out some of these little boxes and these different colors. We don't need them anymore as such. You can leave them when you're doing your question. You don't have to rub these out. Okay, can you remember what I do first? I break it up into two rectangles. So I could go here or I could go here. I'm going to go here. Okay, I get two different colors. Let's pick yellow. And that's the yellow rectangle here. And let's pick green. Why not green? Big highlighter for down here. Okay. Now let's look at the yellow one first. Let's find the height of the yellow rectangle. What's the height of the yellow rectangle? It's here, isn't it? Is that 50? No, 50 is all of this. So what's the height of it? It's 28. That is, I'm going to rub this out so it won't get in our way. We've already done that work. That is, the height is 28. And what's the width? Is it this bit, isn't it? So what's this bit? It's the same as this bit. It's 23. So the area is 28 times 23. And we'll work that out now in a moment. Now I'm going to go into a second video, because these videos only last for 15 minutes. I'm going to go into a second video to finish this question off and to do some of the other questions that Miss O'Brien has given.